This video and all other videos on this channel are for entertainment purposes only. The content of this video and all other videos on this channel are the opinions of the creator only and do not constitute legal, trading, investment, or financial advice of any kind. Investing carries a high level of risk and the majority of retail clients lose money. Do not invest any capital unless you understand the risks and you are prepared to lose it all. Alright, hello and welcome to Camel Finance. I'm your boy Camel, and today may just be the shortest video I ever make, so let's get it. First of all, quick announcement, me and CPM are going to be appearing live today at 7:30 PM GMT on the What podcast, so please hop in and ask us some questions or just hang out, enjoy the show. The trend line at the top right here is what I've been terming the bull market breakout line, or the on and off switch for continuation to new highs up until we close above this level. There is no resumption towards highs. As I've been saying over and over again, I never expected this thing to hot knife straight through here. So far getting a little bit of a rejection. I think the most bullish thing here would be if we kind of grind and chop below the trend line and then break out. But we are coming dangerously close now, just about 2 weeks away from that November 5th timeframe, which is both the election date and that cycle low. So perhaps what we've got to do is something like this, cycle low, and then it should be finally time to break out. In hindsight, it will be very obvious if it does, okay? Because we saw a cup and handle from the S&P here that led to continuation. We saw the same thing from gold. That, of course, led to continuation. And right now, we have Bitcoin doing the same thing. Looks to me suspiciously like it's about to lead to further upside and continuation for Bitcoin as well. If it does, in hindsight, this will be very, very obvious. Something I've been keeping a close eye on lately, I have my notifications set to Coinbase app bot. Okay, and what this does is every day, or it might even be twice a day, it posts a quick update on where the current rank of Coinbase's app is in the App Store. And I was watching this thing slowly but surely creep up from being the bottom 500 to as much as about 438. So nothing too significant, but if that trend continues, then that will be very, very, very indicative that we are getting closer and closer towards the top. And Bitcoin Data, shout out Bitcoin Data 21 here, he put together for me some charts that show this. This is Coinbase's App Store ranking iOS, okay, down the bottom. As and when Coinbase reaches the #1 app or close to the #1 app in the App Store, it's of course indicative that a huge amount of retail has showed up, downloaded Coinbase, and has been buying Bitcoin. Of course, retail tends to buy the tops. And so you can see this here, okay? Once Coinbase becomes towards the #1 downloaded app in the App Store, once its app ranking reaches towards #1, it typically coincides with tops for the price of Bitcoin. We saw the same thing here, here, and here, right? Corresponding with this and this. And so right now, it does seem like we have crept up a little bit, although, as you can see from this, there's a lot of space left to run. But I think this is one of the more reliable metrics to help identify tops. We've also got this Robinhood App Store ranking on Apple iOS. Okay, 7-day moving average equals 329. Note though, the data for this has been difficult to find, but I do know that it was alongside Coinbase right at the top rankings in Q1 2021, and it was also the case in Q1 2024. This is a retail-driven metric that will likely get to #1 first, whereas Coinbase is a crypto retail-driven metric. It's starting to turn up here. But again, a long way to go before we have to entertain tops, at least based on these metrics. Bitcoin Data 21 also came up with his own formula. Prior spikes above this white line led to significant pullbacks or major tops for Bitcoin right here. Same deal here, okay? The spike above coincides with the tops. And similarly, it looks to have found a bottom and been turning up, although there is still a significant space above for us to run. Certainly going to be worth keeping an eye on. And something else that's worth keeping an eye on is the Google Trends for Bitcoin. Nowhere close to the amount of spikes that have been historic markers of Bitcoin tops. Thanks once more to Bitcoin Data 21 for putting that together. I also found this from Rickers and I thought this was really interesting, right? If we assume this thing is re-accumulation, then the question becomes, which one of these four is it? Now, I think we can easily rule this one out because we have not had this big, sharp, sudden drop. Okay, we didn't do this and then into a range and go. I think the most likely candidate is this with the spring. And of course, this would be our spring right in here. To me, I see no sign of a creak in here, so I don't think it's this one. And similarly, we have not broken out above and then creaked back, like here, okay? We haven't done that either. So I think it's safe to say we can, with a fairly high degree of confidence, scratch off this one, and this one. But here's the key part. If this is indeed in play, okay, then we've done all of this, we've had our spring, and now what are we doing? We've worked our way back up to the top right here, which is the sign of strength before a breakout and emergence to phase E. Telling me to keep an open mind about seeing a breakout here rather than a significant pullback. Again, it goes back to this chart right here, suggesting that whilst a lot of people seem to think this is coming, okay, it might not be the case. It would make more sense if we are in some kind of reaccumulation that we grind here and then break out. And again, if we did, that would all be very obvious in hindsight. There is, of course, another probability here, and that is that this is not reaccumulation, but is instead distribution. And if we are to get some kind of quick upthrust, take all the liquidity from the top, followed by a swift reversal, it would have all the familiar symptoms of this distribution upthrust and then a breakdown. So this is the main reason I don't like the idea. We're going to do something like this, okay, back to new lows. I see a lot of people saying it's got to go back to 40 or 49K. I see a lot of people saying that once it does, it can then just turn around and moonshot. But that doesn't really make sense from an accumulation distribution type analysis. If this thing is to go all the way back down here, you'd probably be thinking breakdowns come next. Cred thinks the top is in now, and what makes the most sense to him currently is something like this for Bitcoin, down to 60, 61k. If this is to occur into November 5th timeframe, okay, then this would fit from a cycle perspective. And if it does land somewhere between 58k and say 61.5, that would look something like this. And I wouldn't really have a problem with that, to be completely honest. If we did this, rejection, okay, higher low once more above this, so then we'd still have, right, let's go all the way back. Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, okay? Something like that would absolutely be fine with me. We would find that swing, and then we would be looking for this breakout to ensue. So I don't really have a problem with this at all, so long as it lands in that November 5th timing band for that cycle low, as per my arrow here. My base case is still that we might have a shot at not going that deep, and that we may be about to have one final squeeze up here, and then do something like this. But we're going to find out, right? Either way, it changes nothing. Long and strong from the lows with this first position, and still going to be looking to add on a swing out of the next cycle low, whether it forms up here, here, or down here. Either way, we're going to be looking to double our exposure without taking additional risk. And that's really all I have to say, okay? Stock market, third angle, long and strong until it breaks down. VIX, still looking for a new low, and then we can talk about hedges. Crypto-related stocks are being conquered in the members section, happy days. Gold, if it's going to top and left translate, today would be the day, right? So we'll find out. Doesn't look like it's going to do it at the moment. If you are long and strong, a big red candle today or tomorrow, though, would possibly be indicative that we are going to move down towards a weekly cycle low. If it does continue to rip, happy days, positioned in the members section via some miners. And we're still playing the patience game with the dollar and the yields, waiting to see what happens after the following cycle lows, okay? We've definitely got a right translated, very powerful move here from the Dixie, but it is the cycle afterwards that will have me saying, okay, the bottom is in, or perhaps there is one final shot at a move lower. So as I said, please check us out on the live stream tonight at 7:30. Have a fantastic day, and as ever, I'll update you if something changes. Until next time, cheers, bye.